Okay, today we're going to make up a sandwich for Ballistics Barbecue's sandwich grilling contest. Anyway, I want to make a skirt steak sandwich to enter, but I also want to encourage all of my viewers to make up their own entries. It's a pretty simple contest, and there's some chance to win some really cool prizes, and there's plenty of time left. So anyway, I'm going to get started on my recipe today. So to get started, I'm going to quarter this purple onion. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tomato onion salsa to go on top of the sandwich. So anyway, let's get started on that. This is a trick that I learned in South America to keep your onions from being so strong. What we're going to slice these real thin. Oops, y'all come back. Anyway, so we got them sliced real thin. We're going to break them apart. So we got our onions broke apart. I'm going to take about half a teaspoon salt, sprinkle on there. We're going to kind of mix that up. Now we're going to cover these with water. And then we're going to let that set for about 20 minutes. And that'll help take some of that bite out of the onion. Okay, I've got 4 plum tomatoes. Now what I'm going to do to each one of these is I'm just going to gently cut an X in the top of these. Then I'm going to dip these in boiling water for a few seconds. Make sure to turn them over as they're cooking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be peeling these things. I just need a few seconds to get that skin to break loose. And then whenever I get to where I think it's there, I'm going to dump them in ice water. Alright, so now what I'll do, I'm going to peel my tomatoes. You don't have to do this. It just makes a nice presentation whenever you get done, is the main thing. I mean, as far as for health, you're better off to leave the skin and the seeds in. It's just that it looks pretty without all that stuff. Alright, so now we're going to seed this tomato. You can use a spoon also to seed them. And then when we get them seeded, we're just going to cut them up into slices. So I've got the tomatoes all sliced up. I minced up a little bit of cilantro. It looks like about 2 tablespoons. Now I'm going to take and rinse these onions off a little bit, pour the salt water off of them. Give them a rinse. Now there's going to be a little bit of salt left in here, which is, I don't want to take all the salt out. Leave the onion in there. We'll put our tomato in there. Not all of you going in. Some cilantro. We're going to mix this up, and this needs to set for an hour or two. We'll put it in the refrigerator, and we'll give it a couple hours in the refrigerator, just kind of let it come together a little bit. Alright, now I've got a container here, and I'm going to put in some apple cider vinegar. I'm going to put in about 50 milliliters. I'm just basically going a 2-to-1, 1 vinegar, 2 olive oil. So since I got 50 milliliters, I'm going to put in a vinegar. I'm going to put in 100 milliliters of olive oil. Now you could do a 1/4 cup and half a cup or whatever. It's just really a ratio. I'll put in half a teaspoon of cumin. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of paprika. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of Mexican oregano. I got about a 1/4 of a red bell pepper. That's going to go in there. I got 3 big garlic cloves. Put just a little bit of salt. maybe a quarter teaspoon. And we're going to take and we're going to blend all this up. And this is going to be our marinade. It's going to be our marinade and our dressing that we're going to put on. I'm going to save a little bit. Okay, so I've got 2 skirt steaks here, and this is a total of 1 pound, just over a pound. So it means they're about a half a pound a piece. I'm going to put some black pepper on here. And we're just going to put that on the one side. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it on both sides. I like to make sure I got pepper. We're going to put these in our bowl. We're going to put about half of this mixture in there. And then we're going to take and put the rest of this in a squeeze bottle. We're going to use this later, or at least some of it. And we're going to mix this up, and then we'll let this marinate for about an hour or so before we throw it on the grill. Okay, so here it is. It's the next day. Yesterday we had some technical difficulties with the grill here at the hotel, but anyway, those are all resolved now, and we're back to going. I took and cooked half of my skirt steak last night in a skillet on the stove, and man, it was fantastic. But anyway, I've got the other half down here at the grill today. And the grill's nice and warm. It's not searing hot yet, but it's getting there. I got some Cumin bread. Go ahead, I'm going to put this up here and let that start to toast. We're going to put our meat on the grill. That grill right there in the middle, it's good and hot. And we're going to give this a good sear on both sides. As you can see, I flipped that over, kind of moved the bread around a little bit. Bread's almost done. This piece is, we'll go ahead and take that one off. Put that one where that was. This is almost done. I don't want to overcook it. You overcook skirt steak and it'll be dry and tough. I don't want that. This is about what I'm looking for. I'd like a little more color on the outside, but it's been on there long enough. It's going to be done the way I want it. Go ahead and we'll turn everything off. Put this on the plate, and then we're going to take this up to the room and assemble everything in the room. Okay, so I had another technical difficulty whenever I took the meat off the grill. Apparently I didn't turn the camera off, so whenever I was filming all the assembly and everything in the sandwich, I wasn't filming it like I thought I was. But anyway, luckily I had some extra meat and bread and everything, and we're ready to go again. We'll show you how to assemble this sandwich. Now, one of the main important things I want to show you is how to cut skirt steak to keep it from being so tough. The grains are running like this, so if you cut it like that, you're cutting it with the grain. And you want to cut, as you know, you want to cut against the grain. So you want to make your slices like this. Make a slice like that, and then we want to slice across the grain. And that'll help you get a nice tender piece of meat for your sandwich. Now that's just about like what I wanted to do right there. Anyway, let me get some things lined out here. Our meat's all cut up, everything's ready to go. Now I took an avocado and just mashed it up. Haven't done anything else to it. It's just pure avocado. We're going to take and put a bunch of this on there. Rather than using mayonnaise or cheese or something, we're just going to go with avocado goodness. Or as they would say in Chile, pauta. I know in Spanish it's aguacate, but that's not what they called it in Chile. There we go. Nice layer of avocado. We're going to take some of our sauce marinade. Now this is not the marinade that we marinated the meat in. This is some that we set aside separate. So there's no cross-contamination. Now we're going to pile a bunch of meat on here. because this isn't overcooked, and the way we sliced it, it's nice and tender. Now we're going to put some more of this sauce on top of this. Now we're going to take our tomato and onion sauce. We're going to put that on top. Oops. Ow, that bread's hot. And there we have it. There's our sandwich.